More women than ever are freezing their eggs, hoping for a chance at motherhood down the road. And their reasons, that could be medical, they could be personal. But the message here is that it doesn't always work.
That leads to the question why so many women are paying for the potential of parenthood. NBC 10's Priscilla Casper provides some context tonight.
About 4,000 patients can fit in the one robot.
Inside these robots are thousands of dreams being kept alive at a temperature of negative 196 degrees. Eggs, embryos, and sperm are stored here at Boston IVF in Waltham.
The eggs and embryos are actually just placed right above that black mark. I think I'd always had the idea that I was going to have kids in my late 20s. When I turned 30, it caught me off guard because that wasn't my reality.
Boston IVF patient Katie Daly paid out of pocket to have her eggs frozen twice.
The whole process is about 2 weeks, 10 or 12 days of shots, trigger shot, egg retrieval.
The needles did hurt. I bruised a lot more in my second round than I did in my first round.
During that 10 to 12 day period, the individuals come in and out every 2 or 3 days for what we call monitoring appointments. We're evaluating the response to treatment.
I was sort of viewing the egg freezing process as an insurance policy.
Daly's story mirrors Yale professor Marcia Inhorn's research in her book, Motherhood on Ice, the biggest qualitative study of egg freezing in the United States. To her surprise, the motivating factor for most of the 150 women she studied was not career, but what she calls a mating gap.
82% of them froze their eggs because they were single. Their average age at the time of egg freezing was 36.6 years.
And more people are freezing their eggs than ever. In 2014, Boston IVF did 87 procedures, 110 in 2015, and now 800 a year. So why the rise?
The way we freeze eggs changed from a slow freezing method to a rapid freezing or vitrification, and that dramatically increased the success rates.
Dr. Vaughn says there's growing awareness and employees are asking for insurance that includes the option.
About 20% of our patients who do egg freezing have coverage. Our patients who don't have private health insurance don't have coverage for egg freezing.
And the cost is high. $8,000 for the procedure, monitoring and freezing, $3,000 to $5,000 for the medications, between $500 and $1,500 a year for storage, and then $6,000 to $12,000 to thaw, fertilize, and create the embryos. That is more than $26,000, and there's no guarantee.
About half of the patients who freeze their eggs ultimately have success, meaning a live birth from those frozen eggs. Most patients who freeze their eggs never come back to use them.
Still, people are willing to pay for possibility.
This is a backup plan. I do have the option of trying naturally.
Assuming you and your partner are in good health, private insurance generally will not cover this unless you are infertile. That's trying to get pregnant for up to a year under the age of 35 and 6 months over 35. You can keep your eggs on ice for years. And Boston IVF will do embryo transplants up to age 50. JC, back to you.
Priscilla, thank you.